Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut with me, Allshouse Gaming. In the previous episode, we managed to, we confronted Glory's past lover, Marta, and somehow, through sheer willpower, managed to convince her to help us save the kids of Feuerstell. And boy, do we really need her help in that regard. Trust me, she's going to be a valuable asset in the upcoming fight, hopefully. But without further ado, no sense in putting off that fight, so we need to get moving. The thing hovering before you is hideous. Its broad chest is jacketed in scale-like patches of burning coal, and its many sets of antlers shimmer with heat. It smells like a barn fire. Wood smoke, burning fur, and blackening bodies. At the sight of it, Marta falls to her knees. Tears stream down her cheeks, and she stares up at the spirit in whimpering supplication. Marta, we welcome you back to our domain, child. It speaks in a chorus of clear, lilting voices. You don't hear them so much as feel them. The sensation is strange, like hundreds of butterflies fluttering in your chest. You will remain silent until you are addressed. Do you understand? She nods mutely and clasps her hands to her chest. Ragged breaths heave out of her. She looks like a woman possessed. Good. The fluttering feeling swells and you feel your knees go weak. Marta sobs with joy. Glory, welcome, child. What a pleasure it is to see you again. Glory steps forward with trepidation on her face. Standing before the towering form of the spirit, she looks frail and small. She takes a deep breath, steels herself, and speaks. I know what you were, spirit, before the adversary twisted you, before Harrow bound you into this rock. She drops a hand to the satchel at her side. I can help you be that again. All that you need to do is let me. The spirit chuckles, a strange warbling sound that sends a shiver down your spine. We are not in need of help. We are our great master's servant, just as Harrow is, just as you are, despite your misguided attempts to cut away his love from your heart. The voice in your head softens, becomes sad. No, voices in your head soften, become sad, but the fluttering in your chest turns ugly, like the buzzing wings of a swarm of blowflies. You have mangled yourself beyond repair, and you did it to spite him. He who was your greatest benefactor. You betrayed him, child, but he loves you all the same. Got the shit, spirit. We all know that what your master's love does to people. Slowly, terribly, the spirit begins to turn. You hear the crack and pop of splintering vertebrae as its enormous head shifts on its shoulders. It fixes its cavernous gaze on you. Your friend, this outsider, slanders our great master. But we take no offense. Her words are like the babble of a newborn babe. She is ignorant of the truth. The spirit inclines its head towards you. If the noise continues, we will teach her, and the babble will cease. Glory shoots you a sidelong glance. She mouths out a word. Don't. For once, listen to Glory. Don't say anything else. I have a message for you from our great master. He has a gift for you, a peace offering, one that he offers freely, a sign of his continued affection for you. He knows that you desire his servant's destruction. As a symbol of his love, he will grant you the power to bring an end to Harrow. He knows that you wish to free the children of Feuerstell. As a sign of his compassion, he will help you set them free. You can have everything you want, child. All of this and more. Yeah, right. That's a nice pitch, Spirit, but you neglected to mention the price. Spirit leans toward her, clasping its hands. This will cost you nothing, a simple gesture, a trifle, a show of good faith. If you demonstrate your love for him, he will reward you beyond your wildest dreams. Remove the protective ward from your neck, and his gift is yours for the taking. Yours forevermore. Glory cranes her neck to look up at the reeking, cadaverous thing that looms over her. I had my own limbs hacked off to get away from the adversary. I paid somebody to do it. That's how badly I wanted to be free of your great master. Your offer is as pathetic as it was predictable. To be frank, I'm disappointed in you. The bonfire stench of the spirit thickens, and its antlers glow white. The heat radiating from the thing is like an oven, a kiln, a blast furnace. If you rebuke our great master a second time, I will chew what's left of you into mulch. The marrow from your bones will nourish the garden. I promise this, child. I promise it. I have a better idea. She dips a hand into her satchel and produces a ceremonial dagger. The blade shimmers eerily in the light. We're going to purify you, Spirit, and after we've finished, you'll help us rescue those kids. Spirit cackles. Very well, child. If pain is what you seek, we will bring it to you. Beneath its leathery skin, the thing's bones begin to shift, straining against the ligaments and tendons that bind them. A hideous crackling sound fills the air as its skeleton splinters and pops. As you watch, the spirit's body begins to rupture. Great lesions open up in the creature's chest and back, and its ribcage cracks from something horrible internal pressure. Spirit's chest heaves, and a foul liquid pours from the rips in its flesh. A flash of light stabs your eyes, and when your vision clears, you find 3 identical spirits floating before you. Death comes in many forms, child. The fluttering sensation in your chest grows into a rasping pain that steals the breath from your lungs. It feels like you're being eaten alive. Yours will be swift and brutal. Now, I know you only see one, but there are the other 2. Only one of them is real. However, they all appear identical. Even knowing what their HP is doesn't tell you anything. The illusions of the heart will disappear when any damage is done to them. There are, however, 2 ways to tell which is the real spirit. If you take damage and it is very little, then it is a fake, and you're better off ignoring it. The other way to tell is that the fakes will move after everyone else. Now, that being said, hitting the real spirit will not dispel the other ones. They'll still be there, so Another thing is that we have to keep Marta safe and alive. To that end, I am moving her into cover immediately. She will be very helpful in this. Now, for the sake of it, because Glory is primarily melee, I'm going to have Talia and Marta attack the ones farther away. At least I would if she didn't miss. Alright, let's go for a Deadeye on this one. Alright, that one's fake. Go for a single shot on this one. And missed. Well, I can only hope that the one I'm about to target is the real one. And I have no idea. Oof, Marta's stunned. That missed. And after the first round of combat, Harrow will show up. A figure materializes out of shadow. The form is wispy and insubstantial. A projection of a man, distorted by distance. His silhouette ripples like a flag in the wind. Through the haze, you can see his face. He is more beautiful than handsome, with sculpted features and an unnaturally youthful complexion. His expression is sad. Harrow. Glory. The voice is deep but faint, and marred by echoes. It sounds as if he's shouting from the far end of a long tunnel. You shouldn't have come here. I was content to let you live out your life in peace. I've come to put an end to this place, Harrow. This place and your pathetic, sickening cult. And you, Marta? He turns his head to stare at her, a sad smile on his face. I've given you everything. Will you repay my love with betrayal? As she tries to respond, her voice catches in her throat. I'm with Glory, Harrow. I would never hurt you, but this has to end tonight. The projection of Harrow sighs. Betrayal it is, then. Very well. The air all around him begins to pulse with scintillating bursts of colors. His rippling, transparent form glows with heat from within. You've brought this upon yourselves. Harrow himself isn't much of a threat. He's more a nuisance than anything else. He's basically going to run around and try to buff up the real spirit. So I do recommend taking him out. If you do take him out, he will respawn 2 turns later. But at the very least, he's not going to be bothering us for now. Okay, good. We found the real one. Let's try and shred away all that armor of his. Oof. very least these other ones are missing. But yeah, the spirit will go out of its way to target Marta. So... Okay, Glory, let's get an Eviscerate, see if we can't get the last of that armor off of him. Okay then, let's try and go for a combo attack then. And I'm gonna go for a full auto on this thing. Boom. Look at that damage. Let's see if I can't get a Mana Bolt off without hitting Glory. Well, no, but still. The damage over time was just enough to take care of it. Weakened, the spirit's form flickers and sparks. The burning coals that cling to its body fall off in clumps, and its searing antlers begin to cool. The chorus of lilting voices warbles and shrieks as its body transmogrifies into something else. Through the haze, you can see Harrow's eyes go wide. At once, his rippling silhouette begins to fade into the shadows whence it came. His body becomes insubstantial. Go ahead and run, you effing coward. Run back to the real world and whatever hole you crawled out of. We'll catch you. Shadows in the shape of a man smile back at you. The distance in his voice has increased. It sounds like he's shouting from miles away. I don't think so. You don't even know where the real me is, Glory. Oh, don't worry. We'll find you. We're good at that sort of thing. The projection flashes you a condescending grin. Believe whatever you like, fool. It won't do you any good. Years from now, I'll still be doing what I do, and you will have accomplished nothing. Go ahead, Harrow. Try to set up another cult. You won't get far before I hunt you down. The projection chuckles. The sound is thin and hollow. You know better than that. But nothing makes me happier than the sound of you lying to yourself. Goodbye, Glory. Dude's scared, and he's running scared, and he knows it. He's just trying to appear tough. The shadow slowly dissipates, and Harrow is gone. Run, coward. Run far, far away. We'll find you. Glory continues staring for a long moment at the spot where the projection of Harrow vanished. Her expression is unreadable. Slowly, she turns away. The spirit's writhing form continues its transformation. Twisted claws buckle, break, and reform. Charred bone begins to heal. The bonfire stench of it slowly dies away, replaced by an array of more pleasant smells. Oak and pine and mineral oil. Rustic feasts and mulled wine. As it cools, the spirit raises its head. Its body is as shaky as a newborn foal's. What happened to us? What have we done? Aside from warping children into remorseless killers, you mean? The spirit cringes, shaking its great head from side to side. It doesn't speak, but a low rumbling sound emanates from somewhere deep in its chest. Unpleasant to think about, isn't it? But you have to, spirit. You can't run from what you've done. Your actions are a part of you, whether you like it or not. The rumbling sound turns into a tormented howl. The noise conjures images of mourning mothers and caged animals, screeching orphans and dying men. It is a sound of pure, unmitigated despair. Glory takes a step toward the giant creature. Listen to me, spirit. I need your help. We're here to rescue the cultists of Feuerstell, the street kids whose minds you've touched. We're getting them out of here, before the adversary can do to them what it did to you. The spirit stares at Glory for a long moment. Finally, it dips its head in a nod. Yes, we will help you. I'll be damned. Something's gone right for a change. The spirit bows its head. We have withdrawn ourselves from the minds of the people here. They are themselves again. Thank you. We'll take our leave of you now. The heart of Feuerstell's head jerks up in alarm. Wait! We wish to do more. We have much to atone for, as you said. Just what do you hope to do? Make amends, heal the sick and the wounded, bring them the succor of hearth and home. But we can do nothing without your help. We are still bound to this shrine, anchored here. We cannot leave without your assistance. Tell us what you need us to do. We need an appropriate vessel to carry us out of the rock. Something touched by magic, but more dead than alive. Dips its head. Do you have anything that can help us? Gingerly, she reaches up and wraps her hand around the protective ward that hangs around her neck. Yes, I think that I do. Bad idea, Glory. I don't trust this thing. I do, Talia. I trust it implicitly. With a single motion, she snaps the chain. The pendant falls to the floor. After all, it and I are very much alike. The heart of Feuerstell lowers its eyeless head, then traces an elaborate gesture into the air. A warm glow envelops it, and the similar glow spills from Glory. There is a bright flash, and the spirit is gone. Glory, are you okay? Slowly she rises. She looks you in the eye, a quizzical expression on her face. I can feel the spirit. It's bound to me now. So what does that mean for us? Can the spirit help us, like it said? See for yourself. She raises an arm, and you feel a burst of warmth and comfort in your chest. It wants to help people, to heal them. It wants redemption, just like I do. Together, maybe we'll find it. Behind your eyes, your vision starts to twist. It feels as though you're being turned inside out. Time to go. With the spirits linked to the adversary severed, this entire reality is falling apart. Now then, if at any point you chose to kill Marta, something very different happens. Harrow will come out himself and will mock Glory, blaming her for everything that is about to happen, for dooming everyone here, and in a fit of rage, she will kill Harrow. The orichalcum charm around her neck will shatter, and the toxic mana of the adversary will flow into her claws. That gives her a damage boost to her claws in the future, but the way I say it, it's clear she becomes repossessed by the adversary, and that ain't something I think I could live with happening to her. In this instance, though it doesn't really say exactly what it is, she basically gains a healing spell, which is going to be useful. See you in the real world, Glory. Yeah, she offers you a grateful smile. I'll see you there. So yeah, Harrow gets away, but this is for the best. Slowly, you swim back to consciousness. Struggling to your feet, you find Glory already standing and alert. I can feel them. The spirits set them free, but they're trapped somewhere here in the complex. Best get to them in a hurry then. This place feels like it's shaking itself apart. Be on your guard. The connection between this compound and wherever we were, it's breaking down. As that place disintegrates, more and more things are spilling through. Like rats fleeing a sinking ship. She nods. Yeah, and it's only a matter of time before Feuerstell is consumed too. Look in the corner there. You can already see it happening. I'll take your word for it. Let's move. Alright, what we need to do now is we need to, well, first open the door up so that we can get out of here. But we need to run all the way to the lounge over here, clear away some rubble so that we can rescue the kids and get them out of here. As you kick the door open and stumble forward into the room, you find yourself surrounded by a sea of teenage faces. Apparently 3 people are a sea. Initiates, all huddled together and trembling, with the spirit's influence cleared from their minds, they look frightened and lost, like kids who have had their security blankets torn away. Glory steps forward. When she speaks, her voice is gentle. Come on, all of you. We're taking you to safety. Someplace far away from here. A scrawny teenager in a ratty coat stares at Glory's chrome, his mouth hanging slack. His voice cracks when he speaks. What happened to you? Your arms. Something that you'll never need to worry about. Come on, let's get out of here. Marta cradles her head in her hands. Yes, let's. You thread your way through the trees of Schonbuck Forest, tracing your way back to the thicket where you and Glory hid the van. The inferno that consumed Feuerstell is spreading, and the conflagration casts the forest around you in a sinister orange light. The heat at your back is intense, unbearable. Far ahead, Glory blazes a trail for you to follow, shredding the foliage in her path. Marta shepherds the shell-shocked initiates along behind you, doing what she can to keep them calm and moving. The fire is moving fast, but you're faster. Smarta helps the last of the kids into the van. You put the vehicle in gear and punch the accelerator. The burning ruin of Feuerstelle recedes into the distance, a glowing speck in the rearview mirror. The peace and safety of the Kreuzbazar lie ahead. And for some reason, instead of dropping us off at the base, it drops us off here at the U-Bahn station, but whatever. Anyway, first things first, before we do anything else, let's head back to base, obviously give Dante his usual pets, and check in on Glory, see how she's feeling after all that. Nothing new on the terminal, nothing in the Shadowrun BBS. I know that because I've tried recording this already. Glory stands, an introspective look on her face. At the sound of your approach, she turns to face you. She nods at you. Thank you for your help at Feuerstelle. I couldn't have done it without you. And speaking of which, I've been meaning to talk with you about that. After the things we saw in there, I'm not surprised. Go ahead, Talia. I'm listening. Harrow got away, just like you said he would. She frowns. Yes, and he's already putting distance between himself and the Schönbuck forest. How do you want to go about tracking him? Finding Harrow is going to be a full-time job. I can't track him down while we still have a great dragon hanging over our heads. After we've dealt with Valclaire and the Firewing, I'll devote myself wholeheartedly to finding that bastard and finishing this. But for now, we need to keep our eyes on the road ahead. What did you wind up doing with the cultists that we rescued? Did you send them to Samuel? No, he has enough to worry about, keeping the people of the Kreuzbazar safe. Those kids that we rescued, they've been damaged by Harrow's philosophies. They can get better, but it's going to take time. Trying to integrate them into our society too quickly would be dangerous. So where did they go? I took them to the talismonger, Algernon. He said that he knew a place where they could get help. It won't be easy for them, or quick, but they'll get better in time. How are things between you and Marta? She smiles sadly. They aren't. I'm glad that she's still alive. In time, she'll heal, but she has a lot of unwanted baggage to deal with. A lot of psychological trauma from the time she spent with Harrow. She still worships him, you know. It was all that I could do to keep her from running off after him. So where is she? Somewhere here in the Kreuzbazar? No, I offered, but she wouldn't come. She still thinks of cities as places that she needs to save people from. I don't know where she's going to wind up. I don't even think that she does. When she gets there, she'll reach out to me. That much she promised. She looks away. Let's talk about something else, Talia. I'd rather not dwell on this if I don't have to. Well, that answers all my questions. Thank you for taking the time to talk. Anytime, Talia, and thanks again. I mean that. Alright, well, not much else left to do, except for one final companion mission, and that would be Blitz's. It's been a long time coming. And not much else left to do. As we've seen, optional stuff doesn't forward anything with the people around here, and I've still got all my supplies, didn't use up any. So, let's head for Dragonkip. Travel to the Landenberg Rings Bank in Dragonkip to clear Blitz's debt. Dragonkip. It'd be high on anyone's list of places to avoid, but that's where you're headed, and you're going there alone this time. Last time you saw Blitz, he was carting his portable terminal over to Café Cesvi, presumably so that he could do his decking in the most comfortable environment possible. Like everything else related to Dragonkip, the U-Bahn train that services it is in poor repair. The cart you're riding in stinks like a chemical toilet on a hot day. On the floor near the doorway, you catch sight of a trampled lump of tattered fur. The longer you stare at it, the more convinced you become that you're looking at the remains of a long-dead squirrel. The train rumbles to a stop, and the door slides open. Time to get this over with. About as equipped as we're going to be. Pretty sure we don't get access to new equipment until after we finish off the Ancient Blood mission, or maybe a little bit after that. Not 100% sure. Yeah, I know I have karma, but I don't have anything I really want to spend it on. Stepping out of the U-Bahn tunnel, you once again find yourself in the squalid alleys of Dragonfall. This place is a pit. Piles of waste, human and otherwise, litter the streets. The gutted husks of commercial buildings stand hollow and empty all around you. Your comlink crackles to life and you can hear the distant sounds of Café Cesvi. Merriment, laughter, clink of silverware on china. Blitz's voice cuts in a second later. Hey, Chief, ready to do this thing? Yeah. Say, Blitz, I've got a question for you. Yeah? You hear a slurping sound, presumably Blitz taking a sip of steaming hot soy calf. The only steam that you can see out here is your own. Breath condensing in the frigid night air. What's up? How the hell did I let you talk me into coming back to this hellhole? There's a long pause before your response. Well, you recognized the fact that I needed your help, and then you volunteered because you're a good leader. You owe me for this, man. Blitz sighs. Yeah, Chief. Yeah, I do. Alright, well, let's head for this back door, and oh, look at that. We have a guest. A plain-looking man in a fancy suit taps away at his PDA. He's an older guy, probably in his late 50s. In the filth-strewn streets of Dragonfall, he stands out like a sore thumb. At the sound of your approach, he stops what he's doing and shifts his gaze to you. Talia, right? Might be. Who's asking? My name is Hassenkamp. I'm Mr. Grinder's accountant. What a remarkable coincidence. Hassenkamp nods. His expression is deadpan. Mr. Grinder sent me to ensure that the money transfer goes according to plan. When you enter the building, I'm going in with you. Did you know anything about this, Blitz? Your comlink crackles to life. No, Chief. If I did, I'd have told you. Your pal left Mr. Grinder a message about an hour ago. It had a complete breakdown of your plan, including which door I should use to meet you. Blitz? Well, it wasn't like that. I mean, yeah, I ran the plan by Grinder, but I had to do that. I mean, it wouldn't have made sense to go on the run without making sure that it had his blessing, would it? How could I even be sure that this would get me off the hook if I didn't ask? And so to find out, you let a homicidal loan shark know exactly when and where to find me. Well, that's not exactly how I'd put it, but yeah, I guess. There's an awkward pause. In my own defense, I didn't expect him to send his accountant to shadow you, though. That's a new one on me. I hate to interrupt, but if you two are finished, I'd like to get this show on the road. He glances at his wristwatch. I want to get back home before my grandkids go to bed. Couldn't agree more. It's your turn, Blitz. Get the door open so we can get inside. You got it, Chief. Heading inside. This won't take 5 seconds. Something tells me it will. And here we are in the Matrix. Don't worry, the ice that we're done is not hostile, so feel free to look around. Once you're done admiring the Matrix, you gotta go talk to the gatekeeper ice. There's actually really not that much to see around here. At least not as far as I can tell. Yeah, there's no nodes for us to hack, and we can't go through these gates, so talk to the gatekeeper ice. The Gatekeeper Ice program stands impassively, waiting to challenge all comers. Visitor, identity unknown. Please represent security code string, or present. Let's see here. Override security access, root command, trapdoor. There's a brief pause, and the ice flashes twice. Access granted. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, we head through here, which gets us into the next area. These auto turret nodes are going to be important for us. A piece of Watcher ice turns. Flashing angrily, a rapid-fire sequence of lights pulses out a warning. Keep away. Check my credentials with your friend back there. Go on, I can wait. A moment later, the Watcher ice flickers apologetically. Secondary security verification approved. Super user status verified. Query, how may I help you today? Just step aside, pal. I'm in a rush. program immediately moves aside. Proceed, and have a pleasant day. Don't mind if I do. And we will, hopefully. But we are unfortunately out of time for this episode, so I'm going to have to end it off here for today. If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications when I upload, or to hit the straw polling to vote for our next Let's Play. And please, which is currently at 7 votes, 3 for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, 2 for Prey 2017, 1 for Dragon Age Origins Awakening, and 1 for Yakuza 0. And now, please leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.